This is an introduction to single IRB review with the hope that you might understand the basics before using IREx. First, it's important to understand that human research protections involves many different types of review, and the IRB review is just one of those. Before a study can be approved, there are reviews to ensure there are no conflicts of interest, the study is in compliance with state, local, and institutional requirements. Any ancillary reviews are completed, such as radiation safety, pharmacy, and biosafety reviews. The institution has resources needed to complete the study. There's also a review to ensure the study team has the appropriate qualifications and credentials to complete the study, as well as a HIPAA privacy review. When you hear the word single IRB, you might think the reviewing IRB will do all of these reviews illustrated here, but this is a misconception. The single IRB completes IRB review and may also complete the HIPAA privacy review. However, all of these other reviews are completed by each institution participating in the study. These responsibilities and reviews are called local considerations. It makes sense if you think about it because the local institution is best equipped to know, for example, if their institution has the resources to do the study, to know about their local, state, and institutional requirements, as well as to know if their local study team has the training qualifications needed to do the study. As you can tell, single IRB review requires lots of collaboration between the single IRB and the relying or participating sites. And that's where IREx comes in. IREx is a central web-based platform where relying institutions can document everything that's needed for a single IRB to review and approve a site. It may also be helpful to understand the foundational resources that support the single IRB review. At a minimum, institutions must have a reliance agreement in place to use a single IRB. The Smart IRB agreement is a wonderful resource to fill this need. The Smart IRB agreement is a broad agreement, meaning it can be used for multiple studies. It's not limited to just one. It's also wonderful because it's a reciprocal agreement, which means institutions can use it when they are the single IRB or when they are a relying institution. You may also encounter SIRBs who need an indemnification agreement or a letter of indemnification, an LOI. This is in addition to the reliance agreement and cannot be used alone. Finally, when you're using a broad agreement that's also reciprocal, such as the Smart IRB agreement, you must have study-specific reliance decisions, which identify the study, the SIRB, and the relying sites. These three things are critical, and IREx ensures these foundational elements are in place for a study, as well as captures study-specific information about each site, such as those covered in the pie chart. Before we move on, let's talk a little bit more about what IREx, the IRB Reliance Exchange, does for studies. IREx, as we mentioned, is not a reliance agreement. Instead, it's a platform that's used to implement or operationalize the reliance agreement. IREx ensures the basic reliance documentation is captured, such as whether or not sites have executed the required reliance-related agreement, such as the Smart IRB agreement and indemnification, and it also captures those study-specific reliance decisions we talked about. IREx also captures advanced reliance documentation, such as study-specific local considerations that were mentioned on the slide before with the pie. In addition, IREx can be used as a central place to capture single IRB approvals for sites and to capture single IRB approval documents. Finally, in order to ensure all of this documentation occurs, the single IRB process requires a high level of coordination, and IREx provides tools to support this effort. IREx has built-in features to help support single IRB communication with relying sites, to track site readiness for single IRB review. IREx also facilitates site submissions to the single IRB and helps with disseminating those site approvals. And there you have it, the introduction for single IRB review and how IREx helps. We hope you learned from this presentation and enjoy our other videos on how you might use IREx, whether you're the single IRB, the Relying Human Research Protection Program or HRPP, or a study manager. Thanks for watching.